Hello, and welcome to the TheMTwigman show. Now, you may have some questions, mainly, how am I alive? Well, let's just say the situation went something like this.
Man, don't get on the roof! Hey, how we doing?
No! There, that should explain everything, but onto a somewhat related subject. Now, some of you may have guessed, alongside being a big fan of video games, I am a big fan of anime. And to my pleasure, the two often mix, with lots of anime based on video games and video games based on anime, as well as a lot of standalone titles that just borrow the style. Though, whatever it may be, it's made for a lot of interesting results, and in my opinion, a lot of great games. Then, there's this piece of shit. Syd of Valis for the Sega Genesis. Yeah, that's right, Ness. You don't own me. But I still love you so much. Anyway, Syd of Valis. Never heard of it? Welcome to my world. Until recently, I'd never seen it either, but upon doing a bit of research, what I learned truly shocked me. But we'll get back to that in a bit. The game itself? It's pretty fun. It begins with our heroine walking down the street enjoying some ice cream when trouble appears. Ruggles! I'm not too sure who these Ruggles guys are, but they better watch out. There's an angry girl here and she's got ice cream. Better watch yourselves. Well, it turns out it's this guy. Magus. Magus? Oh, Magus. Who's been waiting her to come to Vacanti. Hey, you better watch out, guy. If you're lactose intolerant, the girl's armed. You know, I think I've seen this somewhere before.
By the power of
Ice cream! The Dairy Queen! Now, the rest of the game's plot can pretty much be summed up as a magical girl must defeat the evil Emperor of Darkness. Ever heard that one before? If you're a fan of anime, you may very well have. Once you start playing, you'll notice this game is really cute. Did I just say that? God. I apologize. 'Cause I don't know, this style really isn't my thing. I will say though, graphically the game looks pretty good. The characters and enemies are stylized and colorful, and some of the bosses' designs are pretty interesting and cool. And our main character is just... aww. The supporting cast though... Oh, what is that? It's like an alien. Get that off the screen. Ugh. I'll be happy if I never see that again. The gameplay itself is alright, pretty standard side-scroller. You run and jump through stages while avoiding hazards, using your sword to shoot at enemies. of which there are a variety, but none of them really pose much of a challenge if you play cautiously or if you know what you're doing. Other than the standard enemies, though, each stage will have you fighting a mini-boss or two, as well as a stage boss, some of which can actually be pretty challenging the first few times you fight them. Though many of the bosses do keep you moving, there were some instances where I did find some sweet spots. Oh wait, you know what that means! Oh yeah, it's been too long since I've been able to do one of these. It's a counting gag! Alright. Hey, at least it's not as many as Dino Wars, and damn it! I thought I could go one review without mentioning that game. Pretty soon we're gonna need a counting gag just for that. No! Dino Wars. No! That is not happening. Looks like Dino Wars is extinct. Anyway, from certain bosses that you fight, you will gain new attacks that you will need for fights later in the game, and will in general help you a lot in progressing. And you will get new outfits that will change your attack and defense power as well as your speed, which in some stages can almost become a hindrance when you're going too fast and sliding all over the place trying to stop like you're on a bloody ice surface. Now, if you're a fan of the series by this point, you may have noticed some problems with the game. If not, allow me to elaborate. Now, some of you may be wondering, why is the main character, who is a girl, named Syd? Well, I suppose maybe her name's Sydney, and Syd is her nickname. The only problem is her name's not Syd. It's Yuko Aso. I mean, it says right here on the back of the box, Yuko Aso looks like an ordinary grammar student, but she's actually the Valis warrior. Even in the screenshots, it shows her name as Yuko. Well, this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the massive amounts of weird shit surrounding this game and the series. First off, let's get into what I spoke of earlier about what shocked me about this game series. Now, the Valis series, as you know, is a Japanese platforming game series which tells the story of the Valis warriors and their adventures to protect the world of Vacanti and Earth. The series spanned 4 games, a spin-off, and remakes, with the first game being released in 1986 and the series continuing until it was retired in the early 90s. Now that's all fine and great, but you're probably wondering why I'm telling you this. Well, this is where it gets interesting. You see, in an attempt to resurrect this series in 2006, another Valis title was released to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the series, entitled Valis X, which was a retelling of the original 4 games in a visual novel format. Now, this is obviously a huge change in gameplay from the original games, which kind of makes me wonder what they thought would attract people to this game.
Oh, yeah!
No, we can't show that! Cut this footage! Cut the footage! Put something else up on screen! Now, how do I describe what I just saw? Well, to continue what I was saying earlier, when they tried resurrecting the series, they tried doing so by making a hentai game. Because that's what's gonna get me back into a series I played as a kid, for them to remake it as a porn game. What? What do I say to that? I don't even know what to say. let's get back to the topic of this review. Now, Syd of Valis is actually a remake of Valis, the Phantom Soldier 2, the second game in the Valis series, with the remake being done in a, quote, super deformed style, and was originally released as SD Valis. And somehow, when the game was brought to North America, a translation mistake was made, turning SD Valis into Syd of Valis. I mean, how did this even happen? I mean, what's so complicated about translating that title? I don't even think it needed to be changed. So someone made a big mistake there, and then incorrectly identified the female protagonist, Yuko, as Syd to fit their weird mistake of a title. Well, that explains one thing, but let's take another look at this box. If you look at the front cover art, what you'll see has nothing to do with Valis. It's actually the box art from the game, pardon my pronunciation, Narratore the Sugoroku 92. I'll just put it up on screen so you can read it, which again, I don't understand the purpose of. I guess the one girl looks like Yuko and has a sword, but we also have all these jokers, most notably Cat Helmet Guy, Girl with No Body and a Tiny Spaceship, Murderous Spearman, and Kyon. Now, who to blame for this model job of localization? Damn. Renovation Productions. Yeah, these guys. Now, to summarize the end of the game, you fight Magus and some final boss. He's a real pushover, and he gives you a final speech, pulls a complete 180, has a change of heart, says he was wrong the whole time, that Yuko must save Vacanti. Yuko feels sad for the bloodthirsty tyrant. The credits roll, and they didn't even bother to translate those. The end. Syd of Valis. You know what? I liked it. I mean, it's a horrible piece of work when it comes to translation, but I still had fun with it. I enjoyed playing the game and fighting the bosses and utilizing the different armors and attacks. And though the game isn't that difficult, in honesty, after my first time beating it, the second time through to record the footage for this episode, I didn't die once, and it only took me a little over half an hour to finish. Nonetheless, I would definitely recommend people give this game a quick play. It's a great little, adventure platformer. Maybe check out some of the other games in the series. I'm sure they all have their own draws to give them a play. Oh, not that one. Well, Syd of Valis gets my thumbs up. And I guess I gotta do this now. Oh, see you next time. Hello, TheMTwigman here once again, just to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Syd of Valis review. I had a lot of fun making this. It did take a while, granted. I was waiting on some stuff to be clarified, which ultimately didn't really matter in the end, but hey, the video is done. And I would also like to thank all the people who helped me out with this video, like K-Dog and High Speed and Swords for helping out with some issues I was having with the script, as well as everyone else in the Herdsman for their support. Speaking of which, if you want to see more great videos, you can subscribe to me, TheMTwigman. I release videos every once in a while. I mean, you can check out my last video, it should be up on the screen, my Rampage review. But if you want to see some other great content from me and the rest of the Herdsmen, you can check out The Herd Nation. Become a Herd, become a Moosey, join the Herd Nation. There should be a big link up on screen to Herd Nation Gaming where we post all that stuff, as well as where my videos go up first before they go into my channel. So, that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave, maybe a little like or a favorite, or maybe even subscribe if you want to see more. I like to see that kind of stuff. Anyway, that's really all I have to say. I'm kind of rambling, but kind of just doing this on the fly as I'm trying to get this done editing so that you can be watching it now. So that's all. TheMTwigman out.